It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass on Fox 47. We are done with Thoroughbred Racing's Triple Crown and 2 weeks from the final putt of another U.S. Open golf tournament at Torrey Pines. But this is a basketball kind of week, and here to talk that and baseball and much, much more is Team 401, Carlton Valentine, MSU basketball forward in the mid to late 1980s. He's a standout teacher of the game and two-time state champion coach with Lansing Sexton, and also the father of Drew and Denzel Valentine. How you doing, B?
I'm doing great, Jack, man. It's been a great week for sports, man. I'm so excited, man. Got a lot of basketball to talk today.
A weekend like this, how much basketball do you watch? Does Kathy let you camp right in front of the television all weekend?
She watches it with me, you know. She's a big fan of Paul George. Paul George is her guy. We met him at a Nike event, and he paid her like extra attention and stuff, and was she's a playoff P fan. So we watched the Clippers and Luka Doncic get after it. So we watch a lot of basketball, the NBA playoffs because Brent's playing too. So she watches right along with me.
So PG-13 ranks right with CV-45 in her favorite letter and number combinations, right?
I think PG ranks quite ahead of me because he's still playing. You know, I'm such a fan of the game, and anytime basketball's on, I'm watching, man. But I particularly love the NBA playoffs because, man, this is what my passion is, and got me watching, basketball, watching Magic Johnson go at it against the Boston Celtics back in the 80s, man. I love playoff basketball.
Also want to welcome in Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom, my broadcast partner for 19 plus years. He's a regular contributor to the Wolverine.com, and he is the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. And if you don't see him on Lake Lansing, it's not because it's not warm enough for the next few weeks. Right, Tom?
Yeah. I mean, and it was hot today. So I was like, I flopped on the couch. I watched NBA from 1 o'clock on. It's too hot to go outside here in Michigan. It's like V down in Florida. So I just watched the Hawks almost gag one away to the Sixers, but they held on. And then that classic Game 7, which is great about NBA, Clippers, and the Mavs.
Well, we'll be back to talk about all that and more coming up on Press Pass.
Hi, I'm Sarah Lurie with Community Mental Health Authority of Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham counties. We have immediate openings for mental health therapists, developmental disability clinicians, and registered nurses. We offer a very compelling salary commensurate with experience and a complete benefits package. We're serious about finding good people and treating them well. To learn more and to see if we're a perfect fit for you, please visit fox47news.com/workers wanted.
Hi, I'm Kyle Grice with Modern Woodmen of America, congratulating the seniors of Lansing Christian High School. Send your senior pictures to fox47news.com to be celebrated today.
What do you think is going to happen in this Phoenix game, Chuck?
Well, I think Phoenix is going to win.
Okay.
It's going to be a close game. It's going to be high scoring.
Okay.
Gary the Boom.
Yo, TK, what's going on? What do you say about the total?
Take the over.
Yep, that's right.
Yes.
Are we still on the air?
Man, y'all unprofessional. Oh, yeah.
Take human bites.
All customers get a risk-free same-game parlay on the NBA playoffs every week, only on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Fox Animation goes wild with Housebroken. Mondays on Fox.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Nope.
I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, visit Brian and his terrific staff at theticketmachine.com. Yesterday, the Brooklyn Nets got past the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 1 of an eagerly awaited 2 versus 3 Eastern Conference semifinal. And the big reason, Blake Griffin. When they talk about the big 3 for the Nets, nobody thought that Blake Griffin would be one of them. But with James Harden out with the hamstring strain, Griffin came in and did a fantastic job. And there you see Blake's NBA career encapsulated. And he was a terrific player, a human highlight reel with the Clippers. He was an often injured disappointment with the Pistons. And now, probably as important as he's ever been, never had a bigger moment at a bigger time than he did yesterday against the Bucks. What did Blake Griffin prove yesterday?
Oh, he proves he still can play. I mean, he logged 35 minutes. I think he scored 18, had 14 rebounds, and he brought a bit of physicality to that Brooklyn Nets team. You know, when Harden went out right away with that hamstring pull, Blake Griffin had to assume some of the scoring load, and he looked very capable of doing that. The question moving forward, you know, can he be consistent in that role where he has to score? You know, you got one of the top 10 scorers of all time in Kevin Durant, and a great ISO player in Kyrie Irving. They need the third piece, which was James Harden, but I think that they have other pieces as well. Blake Griffin really showed that he still has the ability to score the ball and to be physical, play defense, and rebound. 14 rebounds is huge in the playoff game.
Yeah, the way he fought for loose balls down on the floor really showed a lot of people some things. Tom, I want to take a look at the Eastern Conference playoffs and what we saw yesterday, but also today, the Atlanta Hawks building a 26-point lead on the top-seeded Sixers in Philadelphia and nearly let that game get away.
Yeah, I think I texted you like, here it comes. I mean, they had that hugely. I mean, they jumped on him real quick, and Trae Young was absolutely terrific. But Bogdanovich hit a big-time 3. And you know, Ben Simmons is such a terrible free throw shooter. My God, he makes Will Chamberlain look like Kyle Macy. It's amazing. But I'm telling you what, this series, I'm still with the Sixers on it. Don't ask me why, but I just feel. I feel they'll right the ship on this thing, Jack and V.
I do not remember a better set of first-round games than we saw in the West. Those series, those 4. And when you look at the Western Conference playoff picture now, the Clippers and the Mavericks, the visiting team, won the first 6 games. And the Clippers able to overcome that home court disadvantage today and got the win over Dallas to advance, winning 4-3. Now they move on to get the Utah Jazz. What do you make of that?
Well, it's not going to get any easier, that's for sure. Utah Jazz are playing some of the best basketball. They've been playing great all year. You're talking about they've got so many different weapons, but hey, credit the Clippers for sticking it out for 2 straight games. Like you said, there was no home court advantage with the home team losing all of the games. Kawhi Leonard was big, but I thought Marcus Morris was huge, And believe it or not, Luke Kennard came off and hit 2 big threes to spurt a 24-4 run for the Clippers. So, my team is the team I like the best. I think is probably going to be Phoenix, but I look forward to the Western Conference playoffs. This is a lot of fun.
Well, we talked about Blake Griffin. You mentioned Luke Kennard. How about Reggie Jackson, if we're talking about Piston alumni? And he had a big series. Tom, I want to take a look at a photo from Staples Center. The first time LeBron James has gone out in a first-round series. But you think about the defending champion Lakers, they are done running into the Phoenix Suns. And Devin Booker was brilliant and gained a ton of respect and left with a LeBron James jersey.
Yeah, I like that part. I had a little trouble with LeBron leaving the floor early bit. I'm not into that. But I thought that was a good moment right there. But Lakers, maybe they got soft, They won. They seemed like they won a title just a few months ago. And so maybe this doesn't surprise me when you really think about it.
And Tom, what we hear now is, Anthony Davis. So
exactly.
There's always going to be an excuse.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Visit fox47news.com/rebound for help managing the pressure.
Bet Rivers Online Casino is now taking bets in Michigan. Play amazing real money slots and table games right on your mobile phone. New members can get up to a $250 bonus on their first deposit. Play with a winner. Go to betrivers.com today.
Hi, I'm Wolfgang Back. When I started my online store, Wolfgang Back Home, I knew there would be a lot of orders to fill, and I wanted them to ship out fast. That's why I chose ShipStation. ShipStation helps manage orders, reduce shipping costs, and print out shipping labels. It's my secret ingredient.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers.
And Wolfgang Buck.
Go to shipstation.com/deal and get 2 months free.
Live with Kelly and Ryan is moving to Fox 47 on August 23rd.
I love those guys, Kel.
Yeah, I love their morning news weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m.
That's big.
The #1 show in daytime joins Fox 47 August 23rd.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. One of the giants of college basketball, Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski, announced that this will be his final year with the Blue Devils. And when you think about all that he has accomplished with the 5 national championships and the winningest record of all time, certainly an incredible influence on the game. Tom Crawford, when you think that since 2006, the Cameron Crazies have had this routine to a song called Sometimes When We Touch, and we saw Mike Krzyzewski dancing and clapping along to that. I don't know that I was quite ready for that, but if you look at him as one of the greatest coaches in basketball history, it's hard to argue with it.
No, he's, when I think of Coach K, I think of the best. You think of John Wooden and Mike Krzyzewski, maybe two by themselves, but I got to go with K, though, if you do a comparison with the two of them, because, UCLA, they didn't have as much competition. I mean, there weren't as many stellar programs back in the 60s and 70s. The field was smaller, 24 teams at one time. When I was young, when UCLA won national championships, I think what K has done at Duke has been unbelievable. The level of consistency. Last year was an off year, and it'll be interesting to see how the farewell tour goes for him, and how how his players come through and see. And I think it's going to be a very intriguing year in college basketball for a number of reasons beyond that.
V, you're an admirer of Mike Krzyzewski, and to the point where sometimes your family gave you gas for that. But when you look at all of his accomplishments, is he the best ever?
I mean, he's the best that I've ever seen in my lifetime in this coaching game and in college coaching. His name is synonymous with excellence and winning. And I mean, I don't know of another coach in college basketball during my lifetime, during the time that I watched, that was as good as Coach K. And the one thing I really admire about Coach K was the love and the affection that he had for his former players. And when you look on his bench, all you see is his former players. He's got Chris Carrawell.
Yeah.
He's got all of his guys back. John Shire was going to take over for him. He's got Nate James. All those guys played for him. So, that's probably the biggest thing I admire about Coach K is the love and affection that he has with his players.
Well, when you think that Tom Izzo has 643 wins and how far he is from Mike Krzyzewski's win total, he'd have to coach into his 80s to get there. But, Tom, when you think that John Wooden is not on that list of the top 10 winningest coaches, he does have 10 NCAA titles in 11 trips to the Final Four. You have a choice of who's going to coach your team, one game to save your life. You want Mike Krzyzewski or the Wizard of Westwood?
No, I'm going to stick with Coach K for the reasons I cited. It's ironic. Both of these guys, they were in trouble early on. I mean, Krzyzewski struggled. I remember those first few teams that K had at Duke. John Wooden almost got fired, if I'm not mistaken. All of a sudden, Gail Goodrich lifts him past Michigan in the national title game, and then comes Lou Alcindor. So that they have a lot of similarities, but when you start comparing coaches, I think it's so subjective. Yeah. It's so difficult. I really, really hazard to compare coaches at that level because they're all good, and a lot as well as the other names that you've just mentioned.
V, I want to switch quickly to the NBA and Terry Stotts out at Portland. Damian Lillard was lobbying for Jason Kidd, who said today he don't want the job, but there are 4 names that have come to the fore: Chauncey Billups, Jeff Van Gundy, Mike D'Antoni, and yes, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, Juwan Howard. What's the best course of action for the Blazers?
The best course of action is to listen to Damian Lillard. You want to make him happy, man.
Keep him around. That's the big thing. Right. All right, we'll be back talking the Tigers up next.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
Get your brick on!
Lego Masters Season 2, Tuesdays on Fox.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin to the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Carlton. At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week.
Make better contact, but not afraid to guess in or out, up or down.
Got some mad power, sends this one to deep left field.
No
Back goes
way!
Ford. That's gone again! He's unbelievable! 2-homer night for Eric Haas, and the Tigers have increased their lead to 3-1.
Matt Shepard and Jack Morris, they sound so surprised, but
Yes.
Home Run Haas did it again. V, how has Eric Haas stunned everyone with these multiple back-to-back homer games in an unexpected power source?
Hey, man, he's a catcher. So he's got a big arm. He's a powerful guy. You know, I think he just got into a good rhythm and then smacked those balls right out of the park, man. The thing that's tough, man, is watching the Tigers go 1-3 in the series. But congratulations to Haas, man. Hope he keeps it going.
Tom, the Tigers went 2-4 this week, and that's just about what you would have expected considering road trips, 2 games in Milwaukee, and a 4-game set in Chicago against the first place White Sox. How do you grade that performance, highlighted by the 3-homer game yesterday and Tarek Skubal fanning 11 Sox batters in 5 innings?
No, I don't know, grade wise, I don't know. B for the Tigers. In other words, it's a different scale because our expectations are so low. You know, that they've won 6 of their last 11, I think it is. They're a 400 team, you know, we know that. But the thing of it is that they squander so many situations. I mean, today, they left 9 guys in scoring position and they got shut out. And I just think with Fulmer, he's hurt now and he's going to be on the DL, and Spencer Turnbull's hurt. They could have some trouble here, but I'm telling you what, optically, Jack and V, they look better now than they did in April. I mean, just when you watch them.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Shep is getting a little excited there, a little bit more than I would. But I think there's some pluses on this team. It's going to be interesting to see how the summer plays out.
Yesterday was exactly where the Tigers were last year in terms of the number of games played, 58, and they had one more win. They were 24-34 instead of 23-35. And I want to look at the standings at the end of last year and where they are currently. You see, after the loss today, they dropped to 24-35, half game ahead of where they were last year. But V, when you see progress, is it more than just one extra win?
Yeah, it's more like Tom said. It's the optics. Are they looking better? You know what I mean? Are they pitching better, hitting better? Do they have a more rhythm? Are they more connected? So wins and losses are numbers, but you got to look at like how are they really playing? Are they getting better? Like 2-4 for the week, 1-3 up in Chicago. Are they playing better? So that's the way I look at it.
Tom, when you look at this roster, it is by no means what you're going to see the next time the Tigers are in contention for even a wild card berth. A lot of the players that are here now are more or less placeholders, and the excitement with the Tigers organization is in the farm system and the guys who they have drafted recently. Now, we've seen some of those pitchers, but one guy we will not see anymore is Jacoby Jones, designated for assignment. And first the Tigers sent him down. They thought he was going to be their center fielder of the future. That didn't work out. Turns out you still have to put the bat on the ball occasionally. He had moments where he looked like he was part of the puzzle. And then, so what's ahead for Jacoby Jones?
Well, he's 29 years old. The last 3 years, he's really, really struggled. He was a 268, I think, batting average, but the last year, he's had a bad year. So it doesn't surprise me. You get to 29 and you're struggling, you're bouncing back, AAA ball going up and down. I mean, your days may be numbered, and when you're injury plagued, I mean, that has a lot to do with it. And plus, they're loaded at his position, so I think it was a numbers game. They need help in other areas.
Are the Tigers interesting enough that you would go down to Comerica Park and watch a game?
Are you threatening me to invite me down to Comerica on one of your trips? Maybe we'll think about it.
All right, our Going Green segment up next. Talking Michigan State football and the beginning of recruiting season.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football. It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Get more local news. Watch Fox 47 Morning News weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m.
Bet Rivers Online Casino is now taking bets in Michigan. Play amazing real money slots and table games right on your mobile phone. New members can get up to a $250 bonus on their first deposit. Play with a winner. Go to betrivers.com today.
June 12th and 13th on Fox, everyone's favorite competition is back. It's the Masters Agility Championship. And then it's Best in Show.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, June 12th and 13th on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
WynnBET is live in Michigan, bringing you real sports betting and online casino play with all the excitement of Wynn Las Vegas. Get in on all your favorite sports action, slots, and table games. Great promos, odds, and slot payouts are happening right now at WynnBET. Sign up today to receive a risk-free sports bet of up to $1,000 or a 100% deposit match on casino wagers up to $1,000. Get the details at wynnbet.com and download now.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 107 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf.
What? Don't cry. You go. Make me emotional. Come on. I know it's not the color you wanted, but we could always, get it painted. Come on, get in. You gotta try it for yourself. See if you like it. Scoot the seat back, all that.
Apologize for the glitchy video, but that was Miles Bridges and a terrific birthday present for his mom. V, it's always nice when your son can be able to give his mother a gift like that. You would know a little bit more about that than I would. But if you know Miles Bridges and his mom, that doesn't surprise you.
No, Miles is extremely close to his mother. And what a guy, to go out and purchase his mom a vehicle for her birthday. I think every son would love to do that, but Miles can really show his appreciation because he's an NBA player and he makes that salary. But man, what an incredible gift! Miles has a big heart. He's a kind guy. Doesn't surprise me a bit, man. Doesn't surprise me a bit. He's so close to his family, his mom, and his sister. What a great guy, man. I almost got emotional on that one. It was a pretty good gift.
Tom, this was the first weekend in almost 15 months that football programs could recruit on campus and could entertain visitors. And that certainly happened at Michigan State and the University of Michigan this weekend. I want to take a look at a top defensive line prospect. We're talking about Alex Van Summeren, and he is the brother of former Wolverine and new Spartan linebacker Ben Van Summeren. And there's Alex cradling Paul Bunyan, and the caption to his tweet was that you're in good hands. What do you think about that? Do you think Paul is in a good place in Alex's arm?
No, I can promise you it won't be in his arms come October 30th or whatever that day is that Michigan comes to East Lansing. But this is an interesting family. I mean, Ben was a Wolverine, and now he's flipping over to Michigan State, and his kid was going to follow him to Michigan. So the fickle finger of college football, but it's what uniform you're wearing. And so they're all green and white, and they're locked into playing for the Spartans now.
Well, if you're right about that outcome on October 30th, and Michigan beats Michigan State for just the 5th time in 15 years, then Paul can take a 1-year vacation in Washtenaw County. But I want to talk about another recruit who was on campus this weekend, and that is 4-star quarterback Nico Marchiol. And there you see a picture of Nico, and He can really spin it. Left-handed passer with his parents, and they had a fantastic time this weekend, including spending some time with Tom Izzo. But he looks pretty comfortable there in front of Sparty too, Tom.
Yeah, and his dad looks like is jacked there. I mean, it looks like a mauler there. My God, good genetics there. So everybody's gearing up for college football. It's everybody's a winner in June. It's going to be really interesting to see the culture and the chemistry that Mel Tucker is bringing together on that team.
Yeah, Marchiol was a guy that Mel Tucker had targeted back at Colorado, so he's been on him for a while. V, I want to take a quick look at the Spartans' schedule for 2021. And what's the game you most want to see? The one that'll tell us how far Team Tucker has progressed.
Well, I think it's the first game. I think when you look at Coach Mel Tucker, he's got to come out the gate running and all guns blazing. I mean, last year, he took over the team during the COVID pandemic, and he really didn't have a chance to show, I think, what he could do. So I think the first game is always the first game on the schedule is your most important game, because you're going to set the tone for your season, offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, you got games at Northwestern and Miami the first month. That'll tell us a lot. We'll be right back.
Look, if your wireless carrier was a guy, you'd leave him tomorrow. Not very flexible. Not great at saving. You deserve better. Xfinity Mobile. Now they have unlimited for just $30 a month. $30. And they're #1 in customer satisfaction.
His number? Delete it.
Deleting it. So break free from the big three.
Take the savings challenge at xfinitymobile.com/mysavings or visit an Xfinity store to learn how our Switch Squad makes it easy to switch to Xfinity Mobile and Internet together and save hundreds.
Bet Rivers Online Casino is now taking bets in Michigan. Play amazing real money slots and table games right on your mobile phone. New members can get up to a $250 bonus on their first deposit. Play with a winner. Go to betrivers.com today.
I'm gonna put a weapon on you. Bring it, little dude.
Stop your kids from fighting after you pass away with a will or trust that spells out your wishes. We protect you, your family, and your wallet. Call Crenshaw Peterson today for a free consultation.
An all-new crime scene kitchen after MasterChef, Wednesday at 9/8 Central on Fox.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. There you see the Pro Football Focus Big Ten simulations. Now, this is thousands of times running game scripts through a computer, and to no one's surprise, the Ohio State Buckeyes, given the best chance to get to Indianapolis, the best chance to win there, and the win total of more than 10 this season. And then you have a couple teams out of the West, Iowa and Wisconsin. The number 2 team in the East is not Penn State, and it's not Michigan. It is Indiana, and we haven't seen that in forever. Then the Michigan Wolverines, and you see the percentage chance there to finally get to Indy and the chance to win a Big Ten championship for the first time since 2004, a win total projected of 7. And that's roughly what Tom has said. Tom, I think you've been right around 7 wins if things work out for the Wolverines. Then you see Minnesota, and then Penn State and Michigan State, both given the same percent chance, 4%, to get to Indianapolis and a 2% chance to be Big Ten champion, largely because of non-conference schedules. Penn State projected to win 7 games and Michigan State 6. Tom, what's your take on these detailed projections, including Ohio State, Iowa matching up in Lucas Oil Stadium the first Saturday in December?
Well, it's just this cavernous gap, Ohio State and everybody else in the East. I mean, Ohio State in this huge gap percentage-wise down to Indiana and then Michigan, Penn State. In the West, so it's going to be interesting. I'm not so certain it's going to be Iowa. Wisconsin's a team you always have to consider. And I think that game 5, when Wisconsin hosts Michigan, is going to say a lot about this whole conference, because if Wisconsin rolls Michigan again like they did a couple of years ago, I mean, Harbaugh's fate is really sealed. And I think it could really determine if Wisconsin's going to be a viable shot to offset Iowa and be that opponent against Ohio State in Indy.
Yeah, see if the Badgers can roll the Wolverines a 3rd straight time. B, do you think the eyes have it? They're talking about Buckeyes and Hawkeyes in Lucas Oil.
Well, I know one thing for sure. I know Ohio State will probably be there. They've been so consistent over the years, and it just amazes me at how they keep that talent rolling in and winning. So definitely Ohio State. Not so sure about Iowa, but definitely Ohio State.
That projection has Michigan State winning 6 games. That's as high as I've seen. I've seen as low as 2 wins for the Spartans. Ooh. Most people have them somewhere around 5 victories. Tom, I want to take a look at Big Ten champions since 2005. And if you look at this list, the amazing part is how few schools are represented. You see Ohio State all over this thing. Penn State 3 times, Michigan State 3 times, and you also see the Wisconsin Badgers multiple times, 3 times, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm doubling down of what V said about Ohio State. They're just the consistency, and I can disdain Ohio State. I can hate Ohio State, but I have to respect Ohio State, because to be consistent in college football, you got to have it cooking. And with Ryan Day, he's picked right up where Urban Meyer left off. And I don't see in the foreseeable future Ohio State not getting a berth in Indy for a long, long time.
V, I want to take a quick look at the Michigan schedule, and the same thing I asked you to do with MSU. Pick the key game for the Wolverines before their annual loss to the Buckeyes.
Well, I would say the first game, because I never overlook anything, but I'm looking at that second game versus Washington.
Yeah.
And that usually tells you, like, you got a team coming from oh no, they have to go there.
Yeah.
No, it's in Ann Arbor.
Oh,
it's in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
It's in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you got a team coming from the Pac-10 conference, that's going to challenge you in a lot of different ways, because they usually bring a different style than the Big Ten, where it's usually, handoff, pass. So looking to see how the defense plays against Washington and how they handle a Pac-10 team.
Tom, very quickly, I want to look at basketball and comings and goings in Ann Arbor. And we know about this great incoming class and Devontae Jones transferring in. but there's no guarantee that all of these players are going to be leaving, right? Hunter Dickinson is probably going to be back.
Probably going to be back, but if he's not back, that's going to be a big loss for Michigan. I mean, they could be a candidate with him, but a so-so team without him.
We'll be back in just a minute talking high school baseball. Mike Rademacher from Grand Ledge.
Tell me this is on sale. Absolutely, because the Memorial Day Super Sale at Furniture Row has been extended, so there's still time to find tons of great savings.
Like the more you buy, the more you save?
Right, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend.
And financing?
How about 7 years, no interest?
What else you got?
Free stuff when you spend $29.99 or more.
Throw in free shipping and you got a deal.
Deal. But hurry, the extended Memorial Day Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
In these uncertain times, two things are critical: keeping costs down and your ability to communicate. The Antenna Men can install a new TV antenna and save you money by cutting the cord with cable and satellite. And Cell Signal Pros can install a cell booster to improve your in-home communications for increased cellular usage. Call the Antenna Men and Cell Signal Pros 7 days a week.
Watch TV for free with the Antenna Man.
The Antenna Man.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, June 12th and 13th on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Value and Values segment, brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, a statewide organization with a proud history. The MHSAA supports broad-based opportunities for growth and teaches life lessons through the value and values of high school athletics. It is the last month of spring, and here in mid-Michigan, that usually means memorable baseball from the Grand Ledge Comets. We saw that again yesterday in a district semifinal and a championship game. And here to talk about that and much, much more with his team successes, we want to welcome in Grand Ledge co-head coach Mike Rademacher, better known as Coach Rad. Mike, when you think about what happened yesterday, first of all, congratulations. Quite the day, but you should be used to that.
Oh, well, we're not used to that, but thanks very much. It was an amazing comeback, and the kids set their mind to that they weren't done until the last out was done, and they just kept pushing and kept swinging the bat and kept moving the line along, as Gibby would say.
Now you're down 8-2 here in the last inning. You're coming up against a tremendous DeWitt team, one that you're not done with. But can you talk about that last at bat and what it was that got you to advance to the district final, and then you went on and got the win over East Lansing to move on to the regional?
Yeah, it was just a mindset of kids. I think they just, our bottom kids in the order got on base, and then, it was 1-2. I think it was like 4 hits in a row, and then their second baseman made a great play and to rob one another hit, and but then we got a couple breaks, and then Noah hit the bomb at the end to win it.
Baseball always a team sport, and you had more than one guy get the job done yesterday. But you want to talk about some of the heroes in that doubleheader sweep?
Well, obviously Noah Warren, because he came in and threw in relief in the first game and stemmed the tide, as we should say, and but I mean, we had all those guys. Our seniors do a really good job on our team. So besides Noah, it's Logan Todd, Caden Nowak, Aiden Allspaw, Jack Franco pitched really well. Dylan fouled. Those guys are all excellent leaders and stuff, and those guys just don't know the meaning of the word quit. So they keep at it and keep all the younger guys going. And Tyler Mance started for us in the game. He did an excellent job. Nathan Drosty got 2 hits.
Yeah.
In the 7th inning. He got he led off with a base hit, and then he knocked in the tying run, and then he was on base when Noah did that too. So we just you can go up and down the guys that we had a couple plays made in the outfield and stuff too. So we have those guys. Seems like everybody contributed there.
Mike, as first-year head coaches, you and Grant Householder are still 50 seasons behind the legend Pat O'Keefe. And when you think about what a team you were working together, you can see what a smooth transition this has been for Grand Ledge. And now in the Dean Shippey Capital Diamond Classic championship game against DeWitt, looking forward to that tomorrow night, and then moving on throughout the state tournament. Congratulations to you and to the Comets, and look forward to more exciting baseball. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth Awards coming up next on Press Pass.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Come on down to Grow Generation for all your grow supply needs. We've got it all, from organic nutrients and soils to state-of-the-art hydroponic equipment and lights. Grow Generation has the best product selection, service, and solutions in the industry. Ask about Sun Leaves, our in-house line of nutrients, or check out our brand new Ion 720-watt LED light fixture. Whether you're a novice or a pro, Grow Generation is your one-stop shop for all grow supplies. Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for a Cool and Smooth segment brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. There you see Mike Marshall, who won a Cy Young Award in 1974 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I actually had him for a baseball class, guys, at Michigan State when he was back pursuing his doctorate. One of the hardest-headed guys. He wound up taking a hacksaw to the pitching equipment area when they banned him from there. And then he went on and moved from the Tigers out to L.A. and spectacular job. Everyone remembers in the 1974 World Series where the all-Spartan pickoff play, Marshall to Steve Garvey, and they got pinch runner Herb Washington. But he was one of the Iron Men relievers, and it was not unusual for him to go 3 innings to pick up a save. And another guy who had tremendous durability and longevity, we lost the great Rocky Shaft. Holt High coach, football coach, and a tremendous wrestling coach. Tom, you knew Rocky. We had him on our show going back more than a decade. And anyone who can win 34 consecutive district championships, Tom, what does that tell you?
Oh, he's an amazing coach. I mean, that's now they lost Smitty and now Rocky. It's been a rough go for the Holt Ram family, indeed. That was a big loss.
V, can you imagine winning 34 straight district titles?
No, I had trouble winning the ones I won. So much respect to Rocky Shaft. You know what I mean? I just I know how hard it is to win district championships. I didn't win one until maybe I think my 5th year, and to win 34 straight's amazing.
All right, Team 401, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week. V, let's start with you on our play of the week.
My play of the week happened today. Man, I'm sitting around watching NBA basketball, and toward the end of the game, John Collins put the exclamation point right over Joel Embiid as he catches a lob dunk. With one hand, they threw it to the top of the backboard. He slams it down, and then he flexes it on Embiid as the Atlanta Hawks take game 1 of their playoff series. So John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks gets my play of the week.
Tom Crawford, what do you have for our team of the week?
Well, I decided this past week that I was going to go whoever survived the Clippers in the Mavs series is going to be my team of the week. I mean, you finally had a team win a home game. How is that? And the Clippers dropped their first 2 and they were way behind in game 3 and they fought their way back. And Kawhi Leonard is terrific. I'm going with the Clippers as my team of the week as they advance on in the playoffs.
All right, I got an honorable mention for you. And the Stanley Cup playoffs now, when you get Montreal and Toronto going at it, that does not happen often. You're talking about 42 years. And you can imagine what the passion was like in Canada. Maple Leafs had a 3-1 advantage. And then Montreal won 3 straight, 2 in Toronto, 2 in overtime, and then went on the road to Winnipeg in the next round. And they won the first 2 then. So they actually have a 2-0 lead going into tonight's game. Pretty spectacular. For our player of the week, I want to salute Canadians goaltender Carey Price. And in those 3 wins this week, he allowed a total of 4 goals and 87 saves. Canadians wouldn't be where they are without him. But Damian Lillard, guys, I've never seen anyone average 2.29 points per game, scored 55, accounted for 80, double team, played 52 minutes and turned it over once.
That was amazing.
Those are amazing numbers, and now he's a spectator with his team, and they are looking for a new coach. I want to thank Team 401, Carlton Valentine joining us from Florida, Bluebelly Tom Crawford, and Mike Rademacher